Hello everybody, this is the Wikstrand, and by the way, did you know that Along Came a Spider is actually the sequel to Kiss the Girl that came out a few years before this and was a modest hit at the box office, and apparently the size of the check that Morgan Freeman was offered to prostitute his talent for this sort of lackluster but then again kind of okay thriller was apparently big enough, so he said yes. Now, is it better than Kiss the Girl? Yes. Is it better than the sequel that came out? What was it, 2013 with Tyler Perry? Tyler Perry, was he in a Alex Cross movie? Apparently he was. Anyway, let's take a look at what this movie has to offer for us. This is Along Came a Spider. So renowned psychology expert and detective Alex Cross has officially hung up hat, spurs and badge because of a sting operation that, costed his partner his life. Wow, how very original. I wonder how many minutes it's going to take for Alex Cross to get out of this doldrum and get back into the saddle again. Well, not too many minutes, because Megan Rose, who is the daughter of a US senator, is kidnapped from her own school by a brilliant computer science teacher called Gary. But Alex argues that Megan isn't really, the end goal here for good old Gary, because Gary puts out a lot of clues that, hints at the kidnapping of the Hindenburg baby in 1932 that at the time was nicknamed the crime of the century. Alex thinks that he wants to pull off something that will make him responsible for the crime of this century rather than the last century. And he thinks that he's just, building up to something that is even bigger. So together with a disgraced Secret Service agent, Jesse, who was responsible for, the security of Megan, he sets out to try to free Megan from the clutches of this evildoer and trying to figure out what his next step is, and will they be too late to avoid an even bigger disaster, etc, etc. So right from the start you could say this. This is a bog standard late 90s, early 2000s cop thriller with all the cliches that comes along with the territory, the pointing at the maps and the checking of the emails and the analyzing of the photographs and the chasing in the rain and the chases on the train and Secret Service agents with zero social lives and stuff like that. It's all here and it is all fine, and it hasn't enough big of a budget to make this movie look good. It has a more than decent soundtrack from super reliable Jerry Goldsmith, and on top of everything else, we have at least Morgan Freeman bringing some star power to this movie. But his soothing voice is more of a distraction from the fact that English may be his first language, but he is also fluent in exposition. And when you just think about it, the script isn't that impressive when it comes to the dialogue. It's actually quite bad, but you're getting the feeling that stuff is happening and that stuff is urgent and stuff like that. And because there is this looming threat that this is just the beginning of something huge, you are intrigued to stuck with them and see where this one is going. And I would agree that there is some interesting suspense here. There are some interesting character moments and there is some suspense here, and there are things here that really works, and the pace is pretty decent and the movie isn't too long, so it never overstays its welcome and stuff like that. And as I said, if we wouldn't have had Morgan Freeman in this one, I think this movie would have been, well, quite lame, if I am to be frank here, aka Alex Cross. But when this movie had been going on for a bit, and I was sitting there thinking, I wonder what they're going to do next. They pulled a bit of the good old twist. And I will say this, I didn't see that twist coming, but on the other hand, I never do. But when that happened, that was also a little bit of an, I wanted to see where this one was going, because in my mind I had been, cooking up this fantastic scenario and what might happen. And this was sort of this movie's undoing in sort of way, because this movie never truly recovered again from what happened, and after that it was just your bog standard finale of a crime thriller of this kind, of course in an abandoned barn with a gun towards somebody's head and somebody's getting shot, and then the movie is over and everything is as it was before. So Do I recommend this movie? No, I do not. I don't recommend actually any of the Alex Cross movies. Granted, this movie is better than Kiss the Girl that came out in '97, and it is most certainly better than the Alex Cross movie from 2000, was it 13 or 14? I can't quite remember, but it's better than that one. So if you like these late 90s, early 2000 cop thrillers, there is a lot to enjoy here, but it is, you know, nothing more than what feels like a glossy and high-budgeted episode of Criminal Minds or something like that. So it's not fantastic, but it is not bad. It's just a little bit Along Came a Spider is a very, very, very okay movie, and I'm giving this movie 47 points. This is, as I said, maybe the purest definition of an okay thriller. So I'll see you next time for, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.